finish it next week or whatever, we'll see. Mark chapter 9. Mark chapter 9. I want to read just a little while out of there. I'm going to start in verse 21. Mark chapter 9, verse 21. Give you a moment to get there. I got four different verses I want to read to you. And I don't know how to do it. Whether to read them first or just go through them one at a time. But let's see what happens with this one. It says this. And he asked his father, I realize I'm just jumping out of this, but that's okay. How long is it ago since this came upon him? And he said, of a child. And oftentimes it has cast him into the fire and into the water to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Jesus said unto him, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to those that believe, to them that believe. And straightway the father of the child cried out and said with tears, Lord, I believe, help thou mine unbelief. When Jesus saw the people came running together, he rebuked the foul spirit and said, saying unto him, thou dumb and deaf spirit, I charge thee, come out of him, and enter no more into him. And the spirit cried and rent him sore and came out of him. And he was as one dead, insomuch that many said, he is dead. I want to read this again out of another translation. Well, just not really a translation, just another part where Matthew wrote about it. And so if you want to go over to Matthew chapter 17, you can see this again somewhat. And I want to read it again out of that because I'm after just a little piece out of here, but I want to read it also. And then I'll comment on a few things concerning this story here. So run over to Matthew chapter 17. I'm going to start in verse 16 through 20. And you can see this again. It says this in 16. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus said, and Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from the very hour. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart, saying, why could we not cast him out? And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if you have faith as of a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say to this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible